Yo, yo, yo! Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are from this wonderful world. And I'll actually think that I'm live just because I don't have the phone and I don't have it. But hello, amazing people of Facebook world. So, welcome again to Mindful Conversations with Frances. Frances talks with Angela this afternoon. This afternoon, we're actually going to talk about with an amazing lady. I've just met her just recently, but I find that what she's gonna share with us is kind of like different if you're just like focusing and building your business online, like with attraction marketing, with ads, if you're doing that, those techy stuff. But today, I'm so honored to sit down with a professional counselor and coach, and she's a licensed RTT practitioner and certified meditation, who actually is going to talk about how to find her true north. Angela, her name is Angela. Angela, I'm gonna debate a little bit. I know you want to work with women. She's looking to work with women, but I think even men who will be listening to this live or and in the replay will actually have great benefit of learning from her. And I'm gonna ask her about what is true north. What does it mean? I love the term. And but all I know is that when you find it, it will help you follow your life's purpose. Then you can feel authentic, grounded, and inspired because what we are now in our life is just not how our story ends, right? It like I have a mentor who said, is that how your story ends? Is that how you want your story ends? There must be more. There must be more than what we have right now. But I'm gonna not gonna talk more and I'm gonna let her explain about this concept because it is more than this. If you are like what do you call that one? I know there's symptoms of stuff that's happening if you are not living your true purpose. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring her up. I'm not even sure if what I said is right, but please help me welcome, please on the stage, Miss Angela Neufeld. Sorry, I don't want to murder
Hi.
your name.
That's okay. Angela's good. Hi,
Hi,
Francis.
Angela.
So excited to be here. Thank you.
Welcome to my little stage. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit just because as I said before we started, I'm kind of like new in this world of like there must be something. I know that there must be something more with what's happening, but I'm just getting aware of this. And I'm so happy. Angela, and I are in Simply Tribe. It's a great community of entrepreneurs. And I wanted to know more about you. Can you please tell us a little bit more about you that I haven't talked about in your introduction?
Sure. Thanks. So, yeah, my name's Angela, and I'm a professional counselor and life strategy coach. And like you said earlier, I usually work mostly with women, but I love helping women um, reset their life and or reinvent themselves after going through different things in their life and working from the ground up to get what they want out of life and find their true north and feel more purposeful. So that's kind of the audience that I help, but I do work with men as well to do that. And because who like it's all up when you're talking about finding your true north, it's so key to that's for everyone, feeling more purposeful and wanting to do greater good in the world and create better things for themselves. And usually stress and anxiety and all these different things come into play and hold us back from doing what we want to do, and then we get stuck in life. And so that's my main focus, is helping people get unstuck that are feeling like sometimes they're so stuck they don't even know why they're stuck or what they're stuck on. They're just so know that something's so wrong and that they need help digging themselves out of this hole. And then once they come out and they can see the light, we can help um, I can help support them move further into whatever they want and their big achieving their big dreams and goals in life.
Thank you. I usually mute my mic because it's so noisy here. And my Chris doesn't work. Thank you so much for that. Hello, Facebook user. If you're watching live, please say hi in the comment section. Say hashtag live and welcome. If you please do stay, ask questions. If anything, what's your takeaway? And at the end, I know Angela have something going on that she would be inviting you with that would certainly help. Um, Angela, that was like kind of like, is it what made you or what started your journey to become a professional counselor into this into serving women? Why did you choose this?
Um, that's a really good question. And I struggled with a bunch of things when I was younger. I went through a whole bunch of serious changes to my career, my life, my kids, my home, the town I lived in. I had surgery and divorce and court battles and upheavals. And I just thought, wow, it was such a challenge. And I didn't have any support and I didn't know where to start to change my life. And so it was in that moment that I thought, I'm going to have to recreate what I've always been good at, because for one thing, I had to have back surgeries and it changed my whole career direction, which is amazing because I wouldn't be doing this right now if it hadn't happened. But it's still a real struggle to get through all of these different challenges in midlife. And I was pretty young even. It was even before midlife that this stuff started happening and caused me to kind of think about how I was going to do a reset. And all of this stuff started snowballing and becoming kind of crazy. And I thought, I just felt this passion to help people because I didn't have anybody. Like I said, I had no support system that I could talk to about this kind of thing and where to go from here and how to change your life and how to make big life decisions and stuff like that. And so that I transitioned into, well, what can I do with the way that my physical body is now? And I thought, well, what am I good at? And I had to review all of those things. What am I good at? And what am I passionate at? And look at everything more deeply and do a lot of inner work and self improvement for sure. And then I decided I would become a counselor and a coach, and I haven't looked back.
Oh wow. Wow, like wow. I get that's like a big journey. Like I mean, hi Michael.
Yes,
We
it
have one
was.
guest. Hi Michael Guzman. Thank you for jumping in. Oh yeah, you guys know each other. It's Angela.
Oh, hi,
Angela.
Michael.
He's also with the Simply Tribe. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. I mean, that's one big so basically you were not a counselor before, but because of this life changes, you opted to change everything and here we are. Wow, those are like big moments in life that how did that evolve with that journey from changing career, have back surgery. I always have something on my back. But and then changing with just going in the flow. Is that the kind of journey that made you found your true north? And what is true north for real?
Well, yeah, and it's been a lot. It's been a journey for sure that I have did not sign up for and did not know I was going to be going through it either. It was kind of like a surprise. And I was somebody who in life I'm very multi-passionate and I like to do this and I like to do that. And I love this and this and this and creating all these things. And I was just doing so much. And I looking back now, I can see all the red flags that were waving in the air saying, hello, you're overworking, you're killing your body, you're doing all of these, you're doing way too much. And, you know, when we're young, we think we're just immortal, that we're going to live forever and our body's going to last forever, and until you get a rude awakening. And, yeah, so I realized later on that I'd been ignoring these things, and that these things were big signs, life signs. And I thought, I really want to help show other people how to notice these red flags before it's too late, because they are a guidepost, and they are something that is so critical to finding your true north. Because when you, all of these little emotions and feelings and flags that come up are trying to talk to us, and we love to just ignore things and push them down, and no, I've got all these plans and I've got all these things going on. And but incorporating those things into where you're going towards is super important, because when we ignore all that stuff is when stuff starts crumbling, and then it takes a lot bigger shovel to dig yourself out than to listen to the signs and start, working towards it. But for the question that you said about finding your true north, it's that's what I'm just so passionate about, helping people figure out what they're truly passionate about, and help them get them closer to their true north, so that they feel purposeful and aligned. And when you are in your true north, you are aligned with your core values, the things that you believe in, not the things that your parents necessarily said you have to believe in, or those generational patterns of topics that could be religious or political, or just work ethic that your family or whatever is raised you in. And a lot of those we love and want to hang on to because they're amazing core values, but a lot of them are by default that are just put upon us. And a lot of those other values come from the media as well. And we think that we have to do all these things and be all these things. And we realize when we're really off our path and not in finding our true north at all, we find that we're just living out our life with other people's values, whether it's by choice or by default. And so I love to help bring you back to that place where you can figure out what's true to you, what you feel like aligns with you, and what you're doing with your life and your family and your relationships and your home and your finances. Everything is aligned with what you truly value. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, so what we're like before that answer, I just wanted to go back to what you said earlier, these little red flags, these emotions, burnout, anxiety. I think I've read in your website, like if you can't decide, really like confusion. I know have that. Like just going with the life flow, but you know that it's just not working. I'm working on that really like this past few months. And I mean, even just working online, some people actually go through content hamster wheel, doing
Mm.
everything. And then I didn't know that burnout is real, working online too. So are these little red signs, these signs that we feel in our body, we feel emotionally, mentally, I think, um, are those like saying that we are not on the path that we're supposed to be? Are these signs that we have to take note of, that um that it's actually we're stuck? We just don't know it, but we're stuck. Like I don't know if that makes sense. And if we work on those things, I'm not sure if those are negative habits. Those I'm not even sure if that's a bad characteristics or bad habits of overworking, just hustling, if that is stopping us from reaching what we really wanted to be, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
that's a good question. Well, so for me, the red flags were things like, and this is what I mean by default thinking about. work and hustle until you're, so exhausted that you can't even see straight. And the comments like, I don't need much sleep. I'll sleep when I'll sleep when I'm dead. That was some family comment that came before, just go, power through things, be strong. And those are all great things to have, but when you're like way tipping over the edge and it's all so much in excess and you're really unbalanced, that's what those flags that I'm talking about are, that lead to burnout. And now I take significant notice of my physical body and my mind when I'm, more tired, and do things and make different choices. Like, the part of me that is the powerhouse worker, hustler, wants to stay up all night working on things, and I like that inspires me. I love working on stuff. But that other part of me says, no, this is how you got into trouble so many times before. And you have to actually start caring about yourself and caring more and having compassion for yourself when you're super tired, and stop pushing through, because that always leads down a negative path that we don't see coming. And those are the body's signs and symptoms that are waving in the air. And so you can be that powerhouse woman or man and do all those things, but don't neglect yourself in the meantime. And I know it's hard because we sometimes think that we got to be, everything has to come fast, like fast food, fast life, fast, we got to make money, we got pressures, you got all this stuff going on. And I've done it too, and I'm guilty of all that. But my physical health paid a huge toll, and I'm still dealing with it to this day, for not watching and listening to any of this stuff. And just, even when I felt pain, just, I'll push through it, I'll deal with the pain later. And it just completely crippled me. So now I realize, like, later on, how critical it is to pay attention to those signs. And also too, the most important part of it is, when you're doing all that hustling and you're doing all that crazy work, and you're not really present. You're not present in the moment. You're not appreciating the time that you have and what you're doing right now, what's all around you. And taking little breaks to go for a walk and appreciate nature, or do those kinds of things. And so you're always living in the future. I've got to get this done for whatever. But when you come back and pull yourself back into the present moment, you'll actually take a gasp of air. And you know I think that's so important, and so something that we don't do enough of is that self nurturing.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. I mean, I laugh because I'm such a hustler. I'm learning now to actually be present. Because as you said, we need to get fast and stuff. But before I continue, hello Facebook watchers, hello Facebook friends. Please say hi in the comment section. This is social media. Be social. We're having a great topic about finding your true north with Angela here, and she's putting up lots of golden nuggets already. We're just here for like 18 minutes, but man, you must watch what you missed. Anyway, so self, can you give us one tip? Just one tip, just like a little hack maybe, because really, like for a hustler, it's so hard to pull back and just, as you said, gas that, breathe a breath of air, to just pull back and just be present for that moment. Because I was like, so I mean, I know that's why I think professionals like you exist, because you guys are going to pull back. Hey, stop that already. Like somebody to guide people, like women, men, who are just like going go 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 go, because you have been there and you know the signs, right? But for the moment, like what what advice would you give for somebody to just like, just one little trick that we could do to just like, hey, be present. You're hustling too much, you're multitasking too much, you're not here
Yeah,
anymore. Thank you.
sure. Um, There's a few. My number one thing is that I talked about before is sleep, because I never cared about sleep. I would, even though I knew my body needed more, and those are the red flags too, that my body wanted more. I was always tired and wake up tired. I'd feel like I'd go to bed really late hustling, and I'd feel like I didn't even get any sleep. But who cares? Keep going. We'll just keep working, and I'll get more sleep another day. And but that's your time that's so critical for your body to shut off and heal and regenerate everything, especially if you've got problems going on or things going on in your gut or stuff like that. It's just so key to get enough sleep and care about sleep. So going to bed without turning the TV on after you've been hustling all day, most of us that do that want to have more noise in our life, and what we actually need is less noise. And I'll just say one other thing is, when you do take breaks, take small breaks to, if you can go for a walk, even like a short walk around the block or around your house, or just stand outside in the sun and just be without your earphones, without having to have, oh, now I got to listen to an audiobook. I have to be super productive. I always have to be doing something. I got to have something going on in the car when I'm in the car. I have to have you always have to be like, it's truly, you're always working, you're always thinking, you're keeping your brain so overloaded, and just unplug and just be present to notice, like, wow, you probably do, if you do that and you haven't been doing that much, you'd be like, wow, that tree's in bloom, that's so pretty. Or something simple like, oh my goodness, look at how tall this grass is. Or like, I'm so lucky that I have this day, because we truly only have, we have no promise of tomorrow. We only have this, we don't even have all of today. We only have this moment, the moment that we're in, and anything could happen in that moment. And so just being observant and grateful and appreciative of the moment before you go back to doing what you can really reduce a lot of stress and ground you.
That's so amazing. Thank you. I mean, I know it is not on the questions, but that was big. And hi Facebook friend that's watching. If you're watching that, I hope you listened, because for me that's big, because yeah, I don't sleep. I've never had eye bags as much as I have since I have a baby. Like since I started having kids, and sleep is a stranger to me right
Yeah.
now. So it's like I sleep like 2 to 3, 4 hours max if I'm lucky.
Oh, wow.
And my baby, my 2-year-old, oh, 3-year old, she's 3 but she's wakes up like 3 times a night. So that's a big thing. Thank you so much, Angela. um I have another one that I just really wanted to ask, because as a woman, I'm gonna shift into the women to really reach out today. Like, we tend to keep, like, as a woman, a mom, a wife, and a budding online entrepreneur, or maybe offline entrepreneur. Like, we just, as we said, there's a power mama or something. And it's like we give everything to everyone, and I don't know, we give our best to everyone. And I think we lose ourselves along the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
yes.
my question is, if we change, and then finding our true north while serving others still, because that's just how mamas are. Is it crucial for us to find that within ourselves, and then so we could give more to our family, if that makes sense?
Yes, it makes so much sense, because that's something that I bring up in our Saturday night. We have these Saturday night self-care like sessions online that we do, and I just really enjoy them. And I always let everybody know in the beginning that, this is your Saturday night self-care, because we give as women, we give as mothers and partners and wives and sisters all day, and workers for work, and you're just always on. We're always turned on. We have to be. We're the nurturers, right? We're the ones that take care of everything, and it's so critical to not forget about ourselves. But that's what happens, is we get lost in that. And as you get older, and I'm just speaking from experience, that as I got older, this is part of this whole awakening process that I went through. And I realized, like, who am I? I've been a wife for this time with my husband. I was a wife for 17 years. I had 3 kids. I was a mom. I was a sister. I gave. I ran around doing all of this stuff. I worked so hard because not only is it in me that I just had like a really hustler mentality growing up, but I also wanted the best for my kids. So I was always trying to make ends meet. And if I couldn't make ends meet, I'd start something else. I'd come up with another idea, and I'd be like, well, I can do this, and I can make more money for the family like this. And I would just keep going and going. We just give so much of ourselves. And then one day, when all of everything collapsed, I'm like, I don't even know who I am anymore or what I like, because I've been doing so many things for so many people for so long that, like, what am I even? I know what I'm physically good at, but what am I? Now I'm not able to do that. You have to really look at yourself in the mirror and do the inner work, because I'm not even the same person anymore. I can't do all of this stuff that I thought would be my life career. I ended up having to close my business. I owned a cleaning company after my back surgeries, and I had over 30 employees, and I had to completely close the company and just dissolve it in a week, because I wasn't capable of running it from the hospital. And I had clients everywhere, and it was just starting to make really good money. And it was just booming at the time. And I was angry too, because I didn't want all this stuff was happening. Like, why me? And then when I reflect later on over time, I said, all these signs, all these red flags, all these things were happening for me, and I chose to ignore them. And I just pushed, being that mother and that wife, and then doing it all. And so you have to make a decision for yourself of when you're going to look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I on the path that I feel like is good, and I feel purposeful doing it, and it aligns with what I like really love? And am I still able to give? But can I now, looking back, where I would have changed would be like, where can I give myself some more time, alone time, free time, self-nurture time? And when did I ever give myself any compassion for my pain that I was going through? Never. I just ignored it and pushed it down and thought, a strong person doesn't complain. They just push through it, and now it is what it is where I am right now. But at the time, I would think that really looking at making sure that what you're doing as much as possible, because I know it's hard juggling everything as a woman, just making sure that you're taking time for yourself, and always, even if you're taking little tiny baby steps towards the goals that you really love, and look at what you want to do, and that you're not doing everything daily by what someone else thinks you should be doing, or do the career that someone else thought you should do, or your parents told you had to do. And make sure that you just are focused on things that you enjoy and love and are passionate. And that's going to still lead you even through, younger years with kids and stuff, to continue to work towards your true north, instead of wasting years and years doing what everybody else thinks you should be doing.
Thank you so much. I mean, it would take work. And I'm hearing boundary, setting boundaries, which is so hard.
Yeah, that is hard, but I think
But
we make a lot. I think we make a lot out of boundaries too, like, because Boundaries are when you feel like something really has to significantly change. But you don't have to create a boundary. You just have to create space in your schedule sometimes, make a decision to give yourself some space. And it's not that there's a boundary is usually when somebody is doing something really, something that's really wrong and intrusive to you, and you have to put a stop to it. But when you see it as maybe just giving yourself a little time and space and for something that you love and room for you to take care of yourself more. I'm a big fan of that now because I know what road it leads to when you ignore it. That can be helpful too, and not seeing things as, oh, I have to make it, so strict and hard, and I got to come draw the line about all this stuff, and I got to be really strict, and everybody's has this morning routine and a night routine, and we got to do this, and I'm not doing that, so I'm not doing it right. And it's what works for you. If sleeping in and working late is your thing, then do that. If that's what your body likes. If you don't have to do something because somebody writes a books on it and everybody's doing it. You got to do what works for you and your life and your body and your family.
Thank you. I mean, I love how you said giving a permission. I take it as a
Yeah.
giving a permission to do what to do you, to do what works for you, to do what feels right, and not just listen to some guru or authority that was writing a book that this you should do. And yeah, thank you so much for that. Um, I guess we're talking about highly functional individuals who's been giving themselves so much, everything. But I think on the first part of our talk, he said, who might not even notice that they're stuck, that they're having these problems or challenges that they're not even aware of this. But these are like highly functional, like high achievers, like this, like I said, there's the mom, the workers, and everything. I think I have this question about what are the symptoms? I know we've talked about anxiety, work burnout. Are there other symptoms that we must look out for to be aware that we're on that verge of collapsing or something?
Yes, there are. And again, I was someone who just ignored those two because I thought it can't be that bad. People exaggerate. Burnout can't be really a thing. I've heard of this years ago, but it can't be that bad.
It can't
And
happen to me.
yeah, but what happens when you ignore those things, which can be, you're just irritable and you start feeling lost or depressed or brain fog. You can't, your memory isn't very good. You start not eating or sleeping good. You start getting like restless at night, restless leg. I don't know if some
Yeah.
people get that. It's a
Yeah.
thing and it's horrible. I get it all the time when I'm not, balanced properly. Um, when you're not eating good and you're just eating junk and fast food and too much greasy, high fat foods, or you have a really bad stomach issues, it'll start in the gut because your gut and your brain are really connected, and the gut is known as your second brain. And so things like all of a sudden IBS and just there's so many things that like chronic stress and feeling panicky and shaky and not like you always feel like if you're quiet and you're alone that you should be doing something. There should be doing something. It should be you're on edge kind of thing, and you could take things more personally sometimes and be more irritable. And those are all signs that you're coming close to the edge. You should start paying attention. And you can start doing that by just making better food choices and making more time for you, getting better sleep, going outside, unplugging, um, connecting with friends, going and doing something with somebody where you're not on your phone, um, having dinner with your family where no one's allowed to be on their phone. You're just talking like with real people, communicating. Like that's amazing. Like I guess I'm old because when I was a kid, we didn't have cell phones. So we were like, when we took off to go do stuff, our parents couldn't get a hold of us, and it was great. It was like free. And now it's just nonstop social media and scrolling and endless scrolling. And yeah, but if you can start seeing these different symptoms that you're having, and sometimes they relationships, you'll start arguing, or you'll start seeing being really negative, and everything you'll be seeing as negative and negative is because there's just so much pressure. And a lot of this pressure is coming from within yourself to perform or do or create money or whatever that is. And you just gotta maybe step back and take a look at what's going on before you hit that point, because when you do, you can get into serious depression and have major chronic illnesses and all these different illnesses that can come out, and autoimmune disorders that came out of nowhere, but they didn't. They came out of that you think they came out of nowhere, but they didn't. You were actually ignoring all of these signs. And now you have to, go do damage control. So, and some people end up with issues for life, and we just don't see that when we're hustling so hard. And I can speak because I was a super hustler, and I still have that mentality, and I have to really work hard at it. And I still have, like I said, health issues that I work on every day and that I'm trying to deal with because of going full tilt for so long and ignoring everything.
Thank you. Is it? I'm not. I don't know if I'm just assuming, or it's an observation. I think. I'm from the Philippines, originally, and I remember eating at the table without cell phones and stuff. That's how I grew up, which I don't do anymore here, and I'm guilty about scrolling all the time and stuff. I just realized that I saw in the news a few weeks ago how depression, chronic diseases, burnout, it's just such a normal thing now. It's like because of this hyper performing, you have to be hyper performing in this world of ours. So I think it's an important topic that we're talking about right now, because I think that there's so much people young and not so young that are actually like burning out. Like I mean, people in the 20s, people like I thought before that you would just be doing burning out is just like when you get older because your body is getting older. But right now, I think people get too much, as you said, pressure. So thank you. Like even the tips for the yeah, as you said, the sleep, unplugging. I'll do that because I don't unplug. I have I'm guilty of what you said. Like you just have to be productive. I walk on Tuesdays. I do this live every Tuesday because I walk for good food choices. KFC. There's a Toonie KFC Tuesday that which is like a tradition in the house. So thank you because I think even just like for everybody who's working, who is building their business, like you just have to give everything, and then these symptoms that you have said, some of those I felt already. Like
Mm.
some of those are like I mean, I'm sure everybody who will be listening to this, who are listening to this, we have two viewers. Hello, I can see the other viewers from because we're streaming in my profile, in
Oh,
my group, and and we're streaming to YouTube too, just so we're everywhere.
can I
So
say something that I was thinking that is
sure.
super like important is that if you're watching this and you are like a hustler, that's amazing. Like so many people aren't. It's an amazing trait to be someone who's goal driven and has all these big dreams and wants to work on them and isn't sitting on the couch like a couch potato doing nothing and going nowhere. Like first of all, it's amazing, and I think that you know it's a wonderful trait to have. But something that I've seen um, over the years talking to people is that those of us that are like those hustlers, we're high achievers. But the high achievers that actually hit all their goals, or not even all of them maybe, but are always like hitting goals and working towards things, they have a couple things going for them that sometimes us hustlers get lost into the burnout and the overkill and the overworking, that we don't end up being in this more of this group of people that really make it. And the two things that they do that is super key is they are persistent and working, and they always have different goals that they're working towards and things that they're working towards, and they're consistent in doing that. And the other thing is they take care of themselves. They take care of those high achievers that get where they want to be. They don't just work themselves to death and find themselves ill. And I mean, some of them might have a story of stuff, but for the ones that I've seen that are seem like they can really are highly functioning and really hard workers that really get where they want to go and achieve the big stuff, they take care of themselves. And that's something I really thought was like, wow, I've got to do more of that. I've got to care more, because they see the value in taking time for yourself and taking time out and exercising and eating healthy. And I know these are all things that we're drilled with over and over, but you don't realize how important it is until your life's crumbling and your body is ill and falling apart and you feel terrible. Because when you feel terrible, what can you get done then? Nothing. You're really backtracking yourself, because now you need to heal and rest and do, and then you feel even worse. So now I'm really behind and I'm missing stuff and I'm not able to do stuff. So if you can get ahead of that by caring about yourself, you can be that high achiever that really takes care of themselves and is persistent and consistent towards getting whatever they want, whatever they put their mind to.
That's amazing because, as we said, hustlers hustle, 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 and then basically we burn out, we get stuck, and then oh my gosh, I have to hustle again. It's okay if you can come back out of that, but it's not. So what I'm hearing is that self care and really taking care of yourself, then you could be more. Thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
because sometimes that part where when you do burn out, you waste like a year of your life trying to recover and heal, and you know, or if you lost your job or you got fired or you quit and you just don't even know what you're doing and you're depressed and isolating, yourself, and you just like lost. And so we can save all that time, by just making an effort to care more about ourselves. And when you fill up your cup, you're able to help others and treat your family, be more focused and calm, and, have a better attitude with your relationships and stuff like that. It's like huge. It helps every aspect of your life.
that's so big. Like that's so big. Like we don't think about it, especially when we're trying to achieve that goal. Like I have to feed my family. I just need to get a house next year or whatever. Like and I have to do this to get that. Um and I just want to say that what you said about these high achievers, they take more time to lay back, take time for themselves. I'm kind of like learning this past few weeks or months. So I was like, okay. Now I just have to, as you said, unplug, just be on the present for that moment. So thank you. It's like a validation of what I'm kind of like learning this week. And I hope people will actually start learning it before it's too late. I'm a diabetic. I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I know if I don't take care of myself, I might not see
Mm.
my kids grow. So yeah, so I get where
Yeah,
what
so it's
that
critical to take care of yourself now, because if it got totally out of control, like you would understand that you would have to, do a lot of work to get back to where you are right now. So like, is it worth wasting all that time? Like, we only get one life. I tell all my clients, it's like, this is our life. We get one go at it. This isn't like a warm up round where the next one, now I know what to do. I'll pay more attention. This is it.
That's why I was like, when you said earlier, we only have like one day. We don't know even if we're gonna have the other hour, but this is it, just like this, and that's big for me. Thank you. Like personally, that's a big thing for me. Thank you, Angela.
Oh, yeah.
So, oh my gosh, almost on the like 45 minutes. Are you still okay? I think I just wanna ask this last question.
Sure.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I'm learning so much from you. Thank you.
Oh, that's great.
Um, so I think we're always talking. What I hear about is self care is really important. You really have to take a decision to do that. Question: what would it take for someone to transform their life and be reborn for their real purpose? I think that's a question. But I mean, like, how would someone actually get into that part of, yeah, I'm not sure if that actually makes sense.
Sorry,
What
could
would
you
it
repeat
take?
that?
Oh, this one. What would it take for someone to transform their life and be reborn for their real purpose?
Okay, well, that's a loaded question. First of all, you your real purpose is whatever you're doing now. You are already fulfilling your purpose. You're here. Um, you're doing everything that you can do that you think that is making you happy. If you're feeling passionate about life and loving what you do, you're already full of purpose. There's no like purpose is over here and it's this journey we're going to live our whole life until we die finding it. We're already living that life. We're purposeful in everything that we do. And if you're not, it's all about figuring out what you're passionate about and incorporating those things in so you can feel more purposeful. I think um, this purpose thing isn't like this destination that you have to reach. Um, but again, the what I was talking about with helping people find their true north in the beginning is if you really look at what you value in life and what's important to you, and you make all of your decisions and choices in life and align those with those values, you are living your purpose. You are living your purpose because you're aligned with everything that you believe in. And I think as long as you're not, living life for other people and doing all the things that you don't enjoy, then you're not feeling very much purpose in life. But if you can incorporate things that you're passionate about and love to do, and that's where I'm teaching this free workshop this Thursday, all about resetting your life and coming closer to your true north and making these decisions and how to get there. And we're going to go really into more and more about this stuff. And I just love it. I love the whole topic of it and thinking about more about what you're passionate about. And some of us who are multi-passionate and love way too many things, kind of almost reeling ourselves in a little bit and to figure out what we are most passionate about so we can not overwhelm ourselves and be overwhelmed every day with the burden that we're not doing all of these things, because again, we could never fit everything in. It's like you have to pick and choose what you can do for now and put a couple things on the shelf for later. And it's not that they're gone forever, you're just putting them on the shelf until it's the right time. But I really believe we're all doing what we're meant to be doing. And if we're not, it's because we're not happy with where we are right now. And that sign of discontentment is your red flag to say, hey, I'm off track. I'm not feeling purposeful. I want to figure out my life and reset it. And come and join me in the workshop and we will talk all about it. It's going to be a blast.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Because the next question is, please invite everybody in the workshop. But there it is. Everybody. Oh, for everybody who did jump on live, thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you did learn a lot. I did learn a lot. Thank you, Angela. Question before we forget, how do our friends connect with you? I'm gonna put the links of the workshop on the comment section. But what's the best way for our friends? Any last words? I'm gonna wrap this up because I don't wanna keep you so much. Really want to value your time. These are just full of golden nuggets and value bombs. Thank you. And any last words for our friends and how they can connect with you?
Oh, sure. I guess I'll leave you with this thought of that your life consists of lots of days that repeat over and over and over. And so you have to choose how you want to make them different and how you want to live them out. And that your thoughts create your actions, and your actions or inaction is what you're going to do every day. So just be thinking about the thoughts that you think is what creates the world that you have right now. And so if you want to create a different life, you have to create different thoughts about your life. So, and you can connect with me. My website is insightful-self.com, and I'm Insightful Self, just the way it's spelled on the screen, on Facebook and Instagram. And I think that Francis will drop the link to the workshop in the comments, or put it below in the wherever, and I hope to see you there. It's totally free, and if you love it, I have something really special at the end to invite you to that is going to be amazing.
Yay, thank
Yeah,
you
and
so
thank you so much
much.
for having me. I feel so appreciative and blessed to get to know you know, talk to your audience and you, and be here today. And I hope we get to hang out more often.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I mean, I love and I'm so grateful that we actually connected. This is the
Yeah,
first time we
me
talk.
too.
Oh, I hope you enjoy this. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Angela, thank you again. Hopefully, we could do this again. Um,
Yes. My pleasure. I'd love to do it again.
Thank you. And everybody on the replays, please drop your questions. I will, because we're streaming to different channels. So I'll be dropping Angela's link for her workshop this coming Thursday. Is it going to be on the
Yep.
16th?
Thursday at 6:30 p.m. if you want to participate live, but still sign up even if you can't make it, because you'll get the replay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because of the different time zones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. God bless. And
Thank you.
yeah, be
Bye.
purposeful. Bye.
Bye.
Is it?
Thanks.
I always find the red button out. Bye, everyone.